Rafael Varane is fully committing his future to Manchester United. Well, the next year at least. He wants to be at United. He had the opportunity to go in January, but didn't take the opportunity. He wants to be at Manchester United. He wants that contract-triggered extension, that 1 year at Manchester United. We're discussing today in the show why that isn't happening yet and why Manchester United are not committing to that yet. There's more to the story. More on Sir Jim Ratcliffe as well, and the 25% stake coming through and being ratified. It's all coming out today. This is Forever United TV. I'm Adam. Welcome along to the live show, everybody. I hope you're doing fantastically well. We've got plenty to talk about this lunchtime here, including Varane, including Højlund, including Sir Jim Ratcliffe, including the stadium again. How much money have we got to spend? I'm going to get into that as well. First thing you need to do on the video today, though, obviously, as always, is give it a like. Make sure you're sharing the video as well. Sharing is caring. And obviously, if you are tuning in for the first time, going, that's Adam. Yes, it is Adam. This is my channel. This is Forever United TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, everybody, let's get in. I can see everyone coming into the room. I hope you're all doing fantastic and you've had a good night's sleep or whatever you're doing right now. Don't know why I'm talking about sleep, to be honest, but hey, just being nice, just being that general nice person before we start getting into the nitty-gritty, which is Manchester United. As always, hello to the mods in the chat as well. Hope you're good. Hope everyone is ready. Hope everyone is ready to talk Manchester United and what is going on right now with Manchester United. Well, what I wanted to talk about first of all was Raphael and the situation that's come about and why Manchester United are not committing to Rafael Varane. I mean, you only have to look at the stories that are coming out this morning and what is going on. I'll go into it and read through everything that has been said. So Manchester United want to wait before deciding on whether to offer Rafael Varane a new contract. United partly want to delay that decision amid planned structural and personnel changes under Ineos. This basically means Manchester United don't want to commit to even offering Raphael Varane a new contract yet. So, contrary to what we have always been talking about and Manchester United making a cut price offer to Raphael Varane on less wages if he wants to stay at the football club, that apparently has not even happened. So, Varane, yes, he wants to stay at Manchester United. He's verbally said that he wants to be a United player going forward. What this means is he is willing to negotiate a new contract, it would seem, but that contract has still not been offered. So we know there is the option to trigger the 1 year extension. United don't want to be paying absolutely stupid amounts of wages for any player now going forward. Raphael Varane just being shy of £350,000 a week wages probably isn't ideal triggering the 1 year. Now, he's open to a contract extension. We thought that he was going to be offered a contract extension at Manchester United, but no. It now looks like Manchester United are even playing it even cooler than what we thought before. So Rafa has still not been offered a contract. Now, they want to wait until everything is signed, sealed and delivered with Ineos, Sir Jim Ratcliffe taking charge of sporting operation at Manchester United. That's fine and that looks good, and I feel like that is a sensible approach. But what you've also got to take into consideration is the fact that Manchester United are losing quite a few players this summer already without even discussing Raphael Varane. I did a video the other day talking about Manchester United and the defensive five that could possibly be going out of the door this summer. So you're going to lose Johnny Evans, you're going to lose Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you're going to lose Victor Lindelof. Raphael Varane now is in a position where he can talk to other clubs. How long are we going to wait before we offer this contract to Raphael Varane? Now, it's not on stupid wages. It doesn't even look like we started to negotiate. Ten Hag was talking in the press conference about a month ago and he said, Manchester United, we're in talks with Raphael Varane over a new contract and his future at the club. That looks like they're stalling on that now because Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos are obviously going to be in charge of things, and it's not long, excuse me, it's not long now until we actually get it all official confirmation of their role in Manchester United and that 25/29% stake in the football club. So that's all good and well saying that, but where's Raphael Varane's head at? Where is he thinking right now? How long does he want to wait? He wants to have his future secured. Now, we have got a few months left of the season, granted, and if Ineos's ratification comes through this week as expected, or next few days, then they can get to work and we can get on with this. The question is, like, you know what agents are like. This is an agent for a player that has won everything. That's on amazing money right now. Obviously, FIFA were blown out when they tried to cap all agents' fees and everything like that. So that was completely thrown aside by the Sports of Arbitration, the Court for Sport of Arbitration. So they can still get as much as they want. So you've got a big-time agent in Raphael Varane's ear right now talking about moving to another club because Manchester United are stalling. Well, they don't want you here at Manchester United, quite clearly. They would have already secured your future if you was part of their plans. So as far as I see it as an agent, I'm thinking, well, you should be looking elsewhere, Rafa. You should be looking for another club. Why should you be waiting for Manchester United to make their mind up when you have said that you are fully committed and want to stay at the football club? If they haven't come in with an offer for Raphael Varane, then we're looking elsewhere. That's the agent's mindset. That's what he's thinking right now. And he's going to be talking to Raphael Varane more than what the football club is right now. He's going to be in his ears like, look, we can go elsewhere. We've got offers all over the world right now on probably more money than what he's being paid by Manchester United right now. These are the problems that come about with Raphael Varane and his situation right now. And to be honest, it's a difficult situation because of what's happening behind the scenes again. We discussed last night why it was difficult for Manchester United to actually try and offer Erik ten Hag a contract or sack Ten Hag if we had the opportunity to earlier on in the season. Nothing is clear right now with Manchester United's future and where we're at in terms of decision makers, the people in positions in the club that need to be in certain positions for big decisions to be made. So again, we're coming down to this situation of the carnage which is Manchester United and no one knowing what is going on or who is doing what role has come about where we've now got players that don't know where they stand. Now, again, it comes down to how quickly Ineos can get to work. We're hearing that the director of football, who's going to be a big part of all of these contracts negotiations, is going to be the main player and is going to be announced very, very soon, probably in tandem with the official announcement of Ineos's part and ownership of Manchester United. So looking at that, we're looking at maybe possibly Raphael Varane waiting around. If he is really happy at the football club, I think he should wait and see what Ineos offer. If then it doesn't happen, fair enough, both parties separate and we move on and we start looking for yet another centre-back this summer. Manchester United right now, if Raphael Varane is part of the group of defenders, group of players that are leaving this summer, then I think Manchester United are going to have to be on the hunt for two new centre-backs this summer transfer window. It's not ideal. Raphael Varane will be walking on a free as well, so we've recouped no money from that. We would just be saving an awful lot of money, and I'm not discarding that in his wages. It would be a massive saving, and whoever came in, I mean, you could probably get two quality centre-backs for the same wage as what Raphael Varane's on, probably less than what Raphael Varane is on right now. Actually, you could probably fund 3 centre-backs at the football club with what Raphael Varane is earning at Manchester United right now, And that, I think, is the bigger picture in all of this. It's like Ineos are saying, well, you've got a guy who's going to be pushing 31. We're in no rush. We want to make sure that everything is on our terms. And I'm more on the side of that rather than taking the risk of Raphael Varane being tempted elsewhere right now. It's like if an offer comes in for Rafa and he wants to go and he pre-negotiates that contract as he can do with foreign parties now, then fair enough, see you later. We're not really bothered. Well, we are, but we're going to have to bring someone else in, is what I mean. We are going to have to look elsewhere, and I'm sure Manchester United can do that. We will be able to find another player. We're already looking at possibilities. Obviously, we're rumoured to be looking at Tapsoba, Tadibo, Branthwaite. There are plenty of centre-backs out there, younger and probably more long-term players than what Raphael Varane is. So, yeah, I want him to stay. If he wants to stay, then let's negotiate this deal. But I do think it's going to be a lot less than what he's on. And can you really afford to be giving a lot of money to a player that quite clearly still cannot play 2 games a week? We haven't got an abundance of fixtures right now when he's still struggling. Is it time to just let him go? That's the question. It just falls in the same summer that we're losing a lot of other defenders, and it looks a bit crazy. That's all I'm saying with this one. I'm going to come into the comments section now and see what you guys are thinking on this in terms of Raphael Varane and if you're bothered if he stays or if he goes. Well, first of all, guys, please make sure you're liking the video. We're just creeping up to the 100 mark right now, so get your likes in, please. Mods, do your job, get your work in, and let's get up to that 100 mark as quickly as possible. Make sure you're sharing the video as well, guys, and subscribing if you are tuning in for the first time. We've just talked a little bit about Raphael Varane there. I just want to get your thoughts on this now. John Lee, good afternoon, Adam. It's a pleasure to finally be able to watch the best Man United channel in the world. Excellent show. Well done, buddy. Thank you, John. That's a very good way to start the show today. Anthony Wisdom, I'd keep him for his experience around the squad. He's a winner and we don't have enough of these around our club. My condition would be to lower his wages and puts him on a rolling contract. Whether he'll accept that, I can see the logic in that though, Anthony, definitely. Compa Smith, Lindelof, Maguire, got to go first, surely. They don't help the way the manager wants to play with a much higher line. You could argue Rafael Varane is aging now as well, and can he keep up with that high line as well? Compa Smith, maybe. We need to keep Varane. He brings quality and experience, something we lack at the back, says Malcolm. A lot of the experienced ones coming in as well. Afternoon, Reds. Welcome to the Best United YouTube channel. That's from Kaz. She knows the stuff, doesn't she? She knows the stuff. Let me see. Jonathan says, keep Varane. We have seen the team is better with him when playing alongside Martinez. Definitely. The big thing for Varane for me is his age and his being able to play. Can we plan for the future around Raphael Varane? I want to keep him if he is on that cut-down wage. The rolling contract works for me. I think that's sensible at that age. I just know that his agent's going to come in and go, look, we're being offered this. What's the point of this? So that's why I see Rafa going. It's not because he doesn't want to be at United. I think he does. But I think he is going to demand higher wages still, and still probably higher than a lot of players, even if he is taking a big cut. I just feel like Ineos right now just want to get a grip of this whole situation. They're starting off. They're going to make a statement straight away. I feel Ineos, and I think Raphael Varane, like Casemiro, players like this on the big wages, they're the ones that are going to be hit. They're going to be hit. Yes. Let me just see now. What else is coming in? Let me just see here. We've got some news breaking here. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has got his approval over Manchester United. Guys, I'm just going to have to do some quick reading on this. We might actually have confirmation that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is fully ratified here. Let's get into what is going on. I just need to be sure that this is actually happening. First of all, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 25% stake in Manchester United will be completed in the coming days once they receive final validation from the FA. That's one. There's a lot coming through. Has now been granted approval. Let me just see. Yeah, there's a lot of different stories. So the one that we're up to, Tom Moggs, who is the Telegraph representative, is coming out and is saying Sir Jim Ratcliffe has received Premier League directors and owners test approval for a 25% stake in Manchester United. Completion will be announced within days. So the Premier League has now confirmed that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has met the fit and proper persons test as such for ownership of a Premier League football club, and we are good to go. I think it is just waiting for confirmation from the FA side of things now, but if the Premier League have approved it, then we are looking like everything is a go. This week we will find out that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has signed, sealed, delivered, well, not delivered yet, signed and sealed, and we'll wait for delivery, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been approved by the Premier League. I'm going to quickly just double check all of the headlines that are coming out regarding Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Let's just make sure that this is a definite. I'm just going to check a few other sources to make sure. But yeah, most of it is. It's all now final validation from the FA is what we're waiting for. The Premier League have approved it. It does look fully confirmed. And Manchester United have a new part owner, and we can get to work. Expect more news coming forward, I would say now, from the likes of Manchester United's announcing a director of football. This is what this brings. This is what this brings to the football club right now in terms of this announcement. The FA, I don't think, are going to stand in the way. If the Premier League have confirmed it, which it looks like they have done, confirmed by the Telegraph, then Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to be 25% / future ownership and investment, 29% stakeholder in Manchester United. That is the breaking news that is just coming out right now, guys. Get your thoughts on this and how you feel that Ineos are going to approach Manchester United in terms of these player transfers. We're talking Rafael Varane here. This is in perfect line with what Ineos are looking to do at Manchester United. It's the perfect opportunity, you would say, that United have right now to actually get in here, make a statement. Let's cut some of these wages. Let's get Manchester United in order financially. We're already in a decent position as it is. Let's get this in order. Let's make sure that the structure is in place and we are going to be set going forward under Ineos. I feel like the news that we've all been waiting for is just one of them that's just going to pass by. It's annoying because we're not going to be able to see anything yet until the summer. But I feel like the news of Raphael Varane and what is actually going on right now is an example of what we're going to see from now until the end of the season. Full-on preparation for the change that is coming this summer. I personally feel like Varane will end up walking out. I do. I think he'll end up leaving just because Ineos want to move forward. And we all know how Sir Jim Ratcliffe... We know Sir Jim Ratcliffe's thoughts on the Casemiro deal. A crazy 5-year contract for a player who was hitting 30 the season after he signed a 5-year deal on absolutely astronomical wages as well. So we've got to look at that and go, Raphael Varane, they've got an opportunity here. His contract is coming to an end. We can trigger one more year or we negotiate another one. I just feel that Manchester United are going to go down the road of, there is a certain package there for you. This is what it's going to be like going forward at this football club. We want you as part of this team, but if you're unhappy with that, we're not willing to budge on this. They have to set the standard straight away right now with Rafa. Otherwise, it's just going to leave the door open to issues going down the line. So I feel like Raphael Varane will be the first victim. That sounds worse than what it is. I think he will be a victim of the change at Manchester United. I think he'll be the first big name that falls by the wayside because of the new structure at Manchester United. I do. Varane's new contract will be Sir Jim's first contract. This is it. The first bit of big news will be Raphael Varane. Welcome to the Members Club. T, she's back in the Members Club. Oh, he's back in the Members Club, sorry. That donated by the legend that is the Honest Tiger. Thank you very much, my friend. I'm just going to check, see if any of this other news has come out. Let me just check now. No, it just looks like the confirmation of the Premier League side is where we're at with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And that's all we really need to know. There's not much that we don't know already. We're just waiting for the confirmation side of it, which is all going to come in due course now, bit by the looks of it. But the other news that was interesting that we wanted to talk about today was how much Sir Jim Ratcliffe has got to spend. So everyone's like, where's the money coming from? Has he got money? Is he going to be putting the club in more debt? Well, I think it was made very, very clear today that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has got plenty of spare cash. He is using his own money in terms of liquid assets, which basically means liquid assets is something you can change into or exchange for cash very, very quickly. It's classed as good as cash in the finance world, basically. And he has got plenty of it. Over 3 billion's worth just waiting. His actual value and his worth, according to Forbes, is over 20 billion. But his actual cash and what he's got available right now is in the region of $4 billion. So just over 3 billion quid is what he's got to invest. So it's Sir Jim Ratcliffe's own money which is coming into Manchester United. So he is putting his own money forward to buy a stake in the football club. How much more of that is he going to invest? I was only talking with Kaz a moment ago, like, at the age he is, why would he invest into the stadium if he didn't have full ownership of the football club? Why would he invest into Manchester United's stadium if it was going to be owned by the Glazers. This all comes and brings into question why Sir Jim Ratcliffe would invest money and what's the outlook for this initial investment. Is it a stepping stone to buying more and the Glazers eventually having less power than Sir Jim Ratcliffe? He has got a lot of power with what he's got with the B shares, the power shares right now. That one is all fine, done and dusted. He's just clearing up the A shares, which are the ones that on the stock exchange where people actually own, shareholders. Everything is moving along there. We've got the confirmation from the Premier League side of things today. Just the FA now, which will be all signed, sealed and delivered, apparently, according to the people in the know this week. So that all being said, with the amount of money that Sir Jim has got spare, it's like, where does he invest it? And where is his guarantee? Now, he's got money to spend, but again, it's like, why would you spend it? It's like, the perfect analogy is, you've got a rented house. Why are you going to spend any money structurally on that house if it's not yours, if you don't own it? That's basically what the situation is right now. So there must be something in the pipeline. No man is going to spend money that he is not guaranteed to have future interest in. It's like, yeah, we'll build a new Manchester United, we'll build a new Old Trafford, we'll change the training ground, but in 18 months the Glazers can sell the football club and you're gone. Yeah, you can look at it and say, well, if he invests in Manchester United now, then the price goes up because it's a new stadium, it's worth more. And if the Glazers wanted to sell in 18 months, then Sir Jim Ratcliffe will make an absolute fortune on his investment that he's put in. So he will make money on it. So there's his safeguard, you could say. But the amount of talking that he's done, taking United to the top, he doesn't need money. He's got plenty of that. He's not looking to make money out of Manchester United. If he invests now, having said all of that, he's kind of contradicting himself and going back on what he said in all of these talks that he's had so far with United staff and everything like that. So until we get this clearance now, just the FA hurdle to go, and he comes out and starts talking in public and telling us exactly what the direction he wants to go in, I don't think anyone is going to know exactly where United are going with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. We need to know that he's investing his money in certain areas of the football club and why. You're just not going to do it, are you? You're not going to invest money knowing that it's going into someone else's pocket. He's buying into the football club, and I feel he's got power in what he's bought. He has made sure that he has got a big enough say in his investment of how to run Manchester United. That's the safeguard right now. He feels like he can move Manchester United forward on the pitch and make Manchester United better that way, which will automatically bring the revenues and more money into the football club. No matter what he says regarding his investment and he's not bothered about making money, he is. You're not going to throw money away, are you? You are going to be looking at this and going, well, I need to make something out of it. But if he is willing to just invest the money that he's got and the latter stages of his life into Manchester United, and his last big achievement in business and in sports is to take Manchester United back to the top again, and he's going to go throw everything he possibly can at it, go for it, mate. Go for it. That's what's important. We know he's got cash there. The Glazers never had that. They never had that. Can he get the Glazers out of Manchester United? I think that's the question on all Manchester United fans' lips right now. Has he got enough to shift them, move them on? Or is he just feeding? Is he feeding the monster, which is the Glazers, giving them more incentive to actually stay at Manchester United? This is what we're going to find out over the next couple of years, I feel. But no man in his right mind is going to invest that amount of money without safeguarding it, knowing that he is going to have something back or he is going to have a bigger say in what goes forward. I think the investment and that money he's got aside, yeah, there'll be money pumped into the club for certain things. I think it's to buy more of the club. I think it's to gradually grow his stake at the football club and take the power away from the Glazers. That's how I feel it would be. As a businessman, he doesn't float Ineos on stock exchange. He just owns it with two other people. He won't do it. He wants full power over everything. This is how he works. This is how he moves in business, in his business circles. So I feel the ultimate goal will be to out the Glazers. I think it has to be. because he can't do what he wants to do. He cannot make Manchester United the ultimate force. Yes, we can do a lot on the sporting side and get United back up there, but for what he wants to do, I think he needs more power, and he needs to take more away from the Glazers and more say away from the Glazers, because the more power that they've got, the more it's going to drag Manchester United down. Yes, Sir Jim is there now to stop the Glazers from having all of the say, but still, we need him to have more power, is what we're saying. Let's get into the chat and see what you guys are saying with everything that's just come out. Actually, I'm just going to double check, make sure that there is nothing new there. I don't think there is. It is just a case of, yep, the main news is about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the confirmation from the Premier League, waiting on the FA, and Rafael Varane's contract situation running alongside that. Varane is quality, but always too injured. He has to have cut down wages. Same with Luke Shaw. Probably best we cash in. Varane still was good value, especially if we sell him to Saudi. Same with Casemiro. We need to build with young players. If they both contribute to Manchester United getting our second time we've got back-to-back qualifications for the Champions League, then we've got good in our investment, you would say, in Varane and Casemiro. They've both contributed to the last 2 seasons a lot and been 2 of our standout players. That's if we do get there this season, that is. And it's all, like I said, there's so much hanging on the rest of this season. It's crazy. Please keep liking the video, guys. We're up nearly near the 150 mark right now. Still plenty of time to get that right up there. See if you can hit the 200 mark again. So everyone in the chat right now, please just give the video a like. It's simple, it's free, and it helps the channel. Alongside our partners and our sponsors, please download the SofaScore app in the link in the description below, or scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand corner. All of this helps the channel. It is a fantastic football app, the best that there is out there, ranked in the top 20 on the App Store as well. Up-to-date team news, injury news, stats, profiles on players, score updates, everything you need to know, transfer news, the lot, all on the app, straight to your phone, and is the quickest out there as well, more importantly. So do download the app, use the QR code or the link in the description, guys, if you can. That also helps the channel, and we move forward. At least we don't have clowns as CEO and assume other roles like sporting director, so things will start to look up. That's a very good point, Drew. That is definitely what is happening right now. We have the right people in situ to run Manchester United. That's the important thing. Another way of looking at it is this new United part ownership is finally sweeping away the utter dross of Woodward, Arnold and Murto. Years of mismanagement. Again, Gareth going in with what Drew just said there as well. The management and the running of the football club is where United have really wasted the years, the last 10 years. And the Glazers have spent Manchester United's money and invested money, the club's money. I'll make sure that's clear. The club's money into bringing players in. But how much of that have we just blown away in stupid transfers and stupid wages? A big, big chunk of it, you would say. Yeah, it's the injuries that will determine a lot of players' futures, says the Muppet Show. True. Colin says 25% of a future sale is more profits than you can think of. It will be a lot of money if the Glazers did sell. We knew, and we've seen how much the Glazers wanted to sell United. They didn't want to sell United. It took a year to get to this stage. Do you think that in 18 months they're going to sell it? I just don't see it. I don't. I'm very suspicious until we see proper change and action. We've been lied to for years already, says Compost. Yeah, we have. Stephanie, we have the first team dominated by squad players at the moment. True. Well, Qatar wanted to buy 100%, but Jim Ratcliffe gave the Glazers the lifeline. He is digging his own grave. Qatar, did they? We don't know, because we've never seen the guy. Again, I've not seen enough from the Qatar bid. I've not. We don't even know if the guy exists, to be honest. And yeah, if you're going to go into bed with the fan base and go against the Glazers, then you're sort of killing your own bid, which is what the Qataris did. So Jim did it in a clever businessman way. He got in with the Glazers, you could say, just to get his foot in the door. There has to be a strategy behind all of this. and slagging the Glazers off and telling everyone that they'd run the club into the ground, which is pretty much what the fans have said for years, and we're allowed to say that. But if you're looking to come in and buy the football club and slag the owners off, you really don't give yourself much of a chance, do you? They weren't smart enough, the Qataris. If they were serious, they weren't smart enough. The Glazers are sitting back, feel really pretty right now. Alex says, I don't know, football clubs seem to be toys of billionaires these days. It does seem that way, doesn't it? We have a super chat in from Peter Red. Says, do you find it strange that these players seem to be trying harder since Sir Jim and co was announced? Yes, futures are on the line. Maybe the conversations that have been had behind the scenes are of times are changing. Like we said, the summer camp days are over at Manchester United. These players are going to have to start pulling their finger out a little bit more and showing more. Otherwise, they could be like Rafael Varane in a situation where they're out of contract in the summer. If United got rid of, say, 7 so-called regular first-team players, the ones that have been lingering around the last few years this summer, then it would be a massive statement. And everyone at the club would be like, okay, right, it's time to knuckle down. We need to start looking at this seriously. We are going to be out the door also. If we don't start pulling our finger out, we need to start playing better. We need to start listening to the manager maybe. Because if they do and they put everything in and it doesn't work, then fair enough. Ineos and Sir Jim and David Brailsford will look at Ten Hag. But if they see the action and the effort and the attitude of players like we have seen from the first part of the season, then they're not going to be scared to go, well, quite clearly, we can see where an issue is here with this player. You're on the list for the summer. So it is going to be really interesting to see if this carries on with the players and if they do keep this form up. I feel like Ten Hag is a big part of it. He's got the general squad of what he wants, but I think there's a big part of what Peter said in the super chat there that is also ringing in the players' ears, that this isn't the old United. This isn't what we were used to. This is a new Manchester United under a new ownership. So I feel like that is a big part of it. There has to be. There has to be. Because no one's going to pay stupid wages anymore. There's no club with the way that financial fair play is running that's going to start giving absolute fortunes to players. It's just not going to happen. Them days are gone. Football is changing. And I feel like financial fair play is having an effect on everything now. So Ineos are coming in and they know the laws of the land. They know what's happened. They know the advantage United have got. But it will only be an advantage if they cut their cloth according and they start getting to grips with these contracts of certain players. Underperforming players, so David Brailsford said that from the get-go. You are not going to be at Manchester United if you are continuously underperforming. You are moved on. Barada has said that pretty much also. There is a desire within Ineos and the people they are bringing in to set standards a lot higher than what they have been at Manchester United over the last decade. And that is where I feel the players are going to feel the pinch. And we are going to find out this summer who Ineos and this new regime actually do feel are worth. And I've got hopes for players to reach that pinnacle, which is them higher standards. Who is a United player? We're going to find out this summer. 8 away from 150 on the like count, guys. Keep going. You've still got a bit to go to make that 200 mark. You know the score. The evening show beat the earlier show last night on the like counts. Good for them. Let's see if we can set a new standard today on this early day, on this early show. See if we can make it impossible for the evening to beat. That's what we need to do right now. So get liking the video, please, guys. Make sure you're subscribing if you're tuning in for the first time. And obviously, share the video as well, guys. Do you think Ten Hag will get a new deal, Adam? Honestly, if he gets through this season and we're in the Champions League, we qualify for the Champions League, I think discussions will start. I think they're going on behind the scenes now ready, just in case. See, my issue, it's not an issue really. My thoughts on Ten Hag's contract is, Ineos may be working on it behind the scenes right now, under a new structure, i.e. the veto for transfers. You're not getting all the power that you've got right now. If you want to stay at Manchester United, fall in line with these new rules. Or they are just going to say, look, fair enough, you've got a contract. We can't change that as such right now, unless you're willing to agree to it. But you need to prove to us by getting in the Champions League this season and again next season will give you the tools to actually get through your last year of your contract, and then we will make a decision then. I think it's stuck at a crossroads right now with Ten Hag. A lot depends on, like we've discussed on many shows, about how well the rest of this season goes. I'm saying at the moment he's going to be here next season, definitely, but not on a new deal, still on his old one, unless Ineos want to restructure it to fall into line with how they want to run Manchester United. Gehan says the players know the number is up. Their number is up. I think about 8 players will go in the summer. I kind of agree. I think there are a lot of players that will just be out the door, contracts over. I mean, the ones that I'm pretty certain I know are going from what I've been told. Obviously, we know about Martial. He's going. Brandon Williams will be going. I think Palestra will be off. Also, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Johnny Evans. There's 6 I can think of there. We've got the Jadon Sancho situation, Mason Greenwood, 7-8. And then you're talking Rafael Varane and Casemiro and everything else that falls in with that. Will Ahmad still be here? Wow, there's a lot of players that could be out the door this summer. You could be talking between 8 and 15 from all parts of the squad, first team and Deadwood, and possibly youth players that are coming back on loan as well. So I expect an awful lot to happen this summer, transfer-wise and player in and out-wise. Graham says, yeah, we've hit the 150 like mark, guys. Keep it going. See if you can make that 200 mark. Please, 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 just keep liking the video, guys. Getting says, financial fair play has changed the football landscape. This is brilliant for United if we can get our house in order. High earners gone, young talent, low wages, great sales, a proper football structure equals success. Yes, it does. Yes, it definitely does. Don't forget, guys, we'll be back tonight as well. 6:30 this evening, 6:30. If you wanted to get involved with the show later on, we have 2 live shows a day. We're looking to add more content as well, a different type of content to that schedule as well, guys. We have got guests again this week, later on towards weekend. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. Make sure you've got your bell notification and subscribe buttons on so you know when the new content is coming. TopCat1 says, I think if we get any players of European football this season, any type of European football this season, sorry, he will definitely be here next season, that being Ten Hag. However, if they spend big in the summer as planned and he doesn't make Champions League, it will be bye-bye Eric. 100% it will be bye-bye. I don't think we're going to spend massive. I think we'll see a lot of players for a substantial amount of money, but I don't think we're going to see marquee signings this summer. That being the 80 million plus type of player, that I don't think is going to happen at all. I think we'll be buying younger players, prospect players that we know can improve Manchester United. I feel like that's where the club is going to be going in the summer. Quickly just checking the headline to see if anything else has come about. And no, we are safe for now, guys. Keep your comments coming in. Mount was a bad signing, in my opinion, says Pauline. Yes, it was. I don't see how that man fits into this team. I really don't. I'm worried for Mason Mount because I don't see Bruno going anywhere right now. I really don't. I was optimistic about Mount, says Mr. Miracle. I kind of was. I convinced myself that Mount was going to work. But honestly, if I'd looked at it in reality, we needed a different type of midfielder. I feel like the emergence of Kobbie Mainoo has definitely hampered what was expected for Mason Mount and his progress at Manchester United. That, alongside Casemiro and Bruno being more senior players. Obviously, you've still got Christian Eriksen, who can't get in the team either right now. Scott McTominay doing what he's doing off the bench. Right now, if Manchester United were where they was against Aston Villa, we're looking for a goal. We're looking to equalise. We're looking to take the lead. And Mason Mount and Scott McTominay's on the bench. Who do you think Erik ten Hag's going to go to? Of course, he's going to go to Scott McTominay. He knows he gets more from him from the bench. Mason Mount isn't going to start ahead of anyone who's in that midfield right now. He won't start ahead of Kobbie Mainoo. He won't start ahead of Casemiro or Bruno Fernandes. He's not going to be a first-team player. So now he's even competing for the bench position and first person off the bench. Who else is on that bench? Well, you've got big signings like Antony, who Ten Hag has to make work. You've got the likes of Ahmad, who everyone is crying out to come on the pitch, a position that Mount also plays on that right-hand side of the forward line. And you've got Ericsson and Scott McTominay in midfield. Where is Mason Mount fitting in this team? This is the problem. Palestra needs to make a decision. It's a bit like Alvaro Fernandez and his position in the pecking order. This is the problem with a lot of these players right now. They were brought in different regimes, or brought through. Alvaro's a little bit different. Benfica do have to play him in a certain amount of games. He has already made 4 appearances for Benfica out of, I think, the last 5 or 6 games possible since signing. So they do think a lot of him, and I think, 50% of the games from when he signed till the end of the season triggers the 6 million buyout or buy option for Alvaro. He's already well on the way, and if he's got 4 out of 5, then we're looking like he's only going to get integrated even more into that team, and Alvaro will be gone. Obviously, the issue there is then that left back. What happens with Luke Shaw? He's got a decent enough contract at the moment. Malacia, we just don't know how he's going to come back. You've got Amas as well coming through. You've got options there at left back. I feel like the problem we've got is it's very injury prone, but left back. When you look at Luke Shaw and Malacia and how many games they've had between themselves this season, I mean, you could count them on 2 hands, really, couldn't you? That's how bad we've had injury situation-wise in defence this season. So, I think United have probably seen the opportunity with Alvaro and thought, you know what, if he does perform, we've got the buyback option, and that's safeguarding us for the future at least. We're just basically taking him off the books, getting a little bit of money for him to probably develop into a player we can get reasonably cheap if he does turn out to be a superstar down the line. Some would say that's a decent approach. It's not bad, and it's definitely better than what we've done before. 35 likes away from that 200 mark, guys. Come on, there's well over 300 in the room with us right now. If everyone likes the video right now, I could get you up to that 200 easily. Gary Owens says, we need to be strong in the market. Our opponents are going to strengthen. Plus, most of them are more attractive to players than us at the moment. I think if we get Champions League, we can go out and get whoever we want. It's a bold statement, I know, but the new regime of Ineos, all of the improvements are coming to Manchester United. A new structure, a new way of thinking. It is football related. Players are going to look at United in the Champions League with everything going on. This is an appealing prospect again for a player. I think you'll start to see a lot more players wanting to come back to Manchester United again. Not come back, but actually get back to where players would fancy coming to United over going to other clubs, because it's gone the opposite way in recent years. It's not been appealing. You'll have agents talking about players that have just not been treated well, been bought by United and careers ended. There's quite a few players that you would say that they made a massive, massive mistake in joining Manchester United because of the way it is. Donny van der Beek finished his career at United. I don't think he'll ever recover. I think Mason Mount could be going down the same road if he's not careful. Antony, I feel like he now is going to be looked at in a different light completely. Jadon Sancho, I definitely made a mistake in coming to Manchester United. We made a mistake in bringing him to the football club. Both ways, that one. So you've got to be careful. And I think United, if we clear the decks and we can offer more to players going forward, I feel like we're going to be okay. And we are going to be all right. But, hey, still, there's a lot of work to do. And Ineos are going to get their hands dirty, I feel. I think they're going to be cutthroat. I think it has to be. There's going to be a lot of upset people, let's put it this way. An awful lot of upset people at Manchester United, whether it be staff, playing staff, all the way across the board. I think we're going to have big fallouts. But, hey, when you've got to make change and you've got to move in that direction, there are going to be people that fall by the wayside. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, you could say. Especially when it comes to an investment this size, and Ineos solely relying on the sporting side of things to bring them money back on their investment, which they do want. They do. Benfica make stars, we break them, says Ed. short, snappy line that's not far off the mark. Tuchel kept playing him out of position. Don't know who that's about there. Oh, you mean Mason Mount. Right. His injuries are mounting up. Never mind giving him a chance. That is a big concern of Mason Mount's. The injuries are definitely a major, major worry. A major worry. Most players want to play in London. Manchester isn't a big pull there. Gives the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea the advantage. Gary, that's not the same anymore. A lot of people in London are now moving to Manchester. Manchester is appealing. Manchester is definitely a way forward for a lot of people. Especially, it's like you look now, it's like the BBC are in Manchester. ITV are in Manchester. Everyone is moving to Manchester. It's a better way of living. It's more appealing right now, I feel. And if you've not been to Manchester or around Manchester, it is changed. The landscape of the city is absolutely changing. It really is. I'd go as far to say it is more than a second city in England right now. You walk through Birmingham Centre compared to Manchester, it's night and day, in my opinion. I'm not just being biased because I live here, but it is such a better place to be, I feel. And I think Manchester is definitely on the map right now, and people are flocking to Manchester for lifestyle, for work, everything. The north is definitely more appealing, I feel, right now. The cost of living as well. God, jeez. Anyway, that pretty much sums up this lunchtime's video. Guys, you failed on the likes. Now, you can try and get 22 in the outro to this video as I just thank everybody. Well, really, you should be looking at yourselves and just going, we've let him down. We didn't get the 200 mark. We have let ourselves down as well. Now, you can try liking the video and try and make up for that and see if you can turn it around. But, hey, it's your fault for getting yourself in this position. Now, come on, sort yourself out. But when players see how United treat their players, I don't think players will think twice about coming to us. We need to start showing that we do have a future for players. That's the difference, I feel, on that one, John. Well, guys, yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you do give the video a like on your way out. Do subscribe to the channel if you are watching for the first time. Thank you to the Super Chats, new members, and all of your comments in the live section today. Make sure you drop your comments in on the video once it drops onto YouTube and get your thoughts on all of the topics we've talked about there today. The wealth of Sir Jim, how's he investing it to make himself money? How much will he invest? Rafael Varane holding out on his contract until the Ineos are in place. We've heard while the show was live that we have had approval from the Premier League. We're just waiting on the FA side of things now, just to clarify, and full ratification for Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos will come over the coming days. That is it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We've covered all angles this morning. Really appreciate your time as always. Make sure you do tune in later on this evening, 6:30. We are back live again. I will see you all then. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Like the video on your way out as always. Like I said, subscribe and share. Please, thank you. See you all in time.